When you wake up in the morning, before your feet even touch the ground, there's a power waiting for you. A power greater than your worries, stronger than your fears, and more faithful than your doubts. That power is your shepherd. Psalm 23 begins with, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." It's not just a verse, it's a mindset. It's the decision to live guided, not lost. It's waking up knowing that you are being led towards something meaningful even when you can't see the full path yet. When you truly let that sink in, everything about your morning shifts. You stop rushing, you stop panicking, and you start aligning. So many people begin their day in a storm, checking their phones, chasing notifications, thinking about problems before they even thank God for the breath in their lungs. But the moment you choose to say, "The Lord is my shepherd," you shift from chaos to calm. You remind your soul that you don't have to carry it all. You don't have to control every detail. You just have to trust the one who already knows where you're headed. That trust creates peace, and peace is power. When David wrote those words, he wasn't sitting in comfort. He was often surrounded by danger, uncertainty, and enemies. But he understood something deeper, that life's real strength doesn't come from what's happening around you. It comes from who is walking with you. The shepherd doesn't remove every obstacle, but he guides you through them. He leads you to still waters, restores your soul, and gives you the wisdom to face the day with confidence. That's the kind of strength that can't be faked. It's not surface motivation, it's rooted faith. Every morning you have two choices: to be guided by fear or to be guided by faith. Fear says, "I don't know what's going to happen." Faith says, "I know who's leading me." Fear makes you reactive, faith makes you proactive. Fear drains your energy, faith fuels your momentum. When you start your morning by declaring, "I shall not want," you're making a bold statement. You're saying, "Everything I need today is already within reach because my shepherd provides." That kind of mindset changes how you see opportunities, how you handle problems, and how you respond to challenges. Sometimes we mistake self-reliance for strength. We think being strong means doing it all alone. But true power, the kind that builds unshakable confidence, comes from partnership with divine guidance. The shepherd doesn't just lead, he protects, he corrects, and he provides. When you let him lead, you're not giving up control, you're aligning your steps with wisdom far beyond your own. And that alignment brings flow. Things start clicking, energy starts rising, and peace starts expanding. Think about what happens when you're guided. You stop wandering, you stop wasting energy on distractions. The shepherd doesn't lead you in circles, he leads you forward. So when you wake up, take a deep breath and say it out loud, "The Lord is my shepherd." Feel that truth anchor into your spirit. Feel your heartbeat align with his purpose. That one declaration can center your mind, lift your spirit, and awaken your strength before the world even demands anything from you. If you've ever felt like life's pulling you in too many directions, remember this: the shepherd leads one step at a time. You don't have to see the whole map. You just have to take the next faithful step. And when you trust that step, peace flows in. You become more focused, more grounded, more powerful, because now your energy isn't scattered, it's guided. Your thoughts aren't anxious, they're anchored. Your heart isn't heavy, it's held. So many of us are searching for direction in a world full of noise. We scroll through feeds, chase quick motivation, and still feel empty inside. But Psalm 23 gives us a daily reset. It says, come back to trust, come back to stillness, come back to the shepherd. When you make that your morning prayer, you start walking through life differently. You talk differently. You carry yourself with calm confidence. People notice something different about you. Not arrogance, but peace. Not control, but certainty. That's what the shepherd gives. You don't just survive your mornings, you lead them. You command your energy, you set your intention, you walk in purpose. Because when you trust the one who leads you, you no longer operate from lack, you operate from fullness. That's what "I shall not want" truly means. It means you are not lacking in courage, in clarity, in peace, or in love. You are guided, you are supplied, you are complete. So tomorrow morning, before you grab your phone, before you look at your to-do list, close your eyes and whisper it. "The Lord is my shepherd." Feel that strength rising inside you. Let it shape your mindset, your focus, and your energy. Because when you start your morning with trust, you don't just prepare for the day, you conquer it. You walk like someone who knows they're being guided by divine power. You live like someone who's already provided for. You move through your world knowing you are never alone, never lost, never without purpose. That's not just prayer, that's power. That's what a strong morning guided by Psalm 23 feels like: calm, confident, unshakable faith in motion. Life will test you. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. You will face seasons that feel dark, moments that shake your confidence, valleys that make you wonder if you'll ever see light again. But that's where the real transformation begins. Psalm 23:4 says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. That's not just a verse. That's a declaration of resilience, courage and power. It's saying I'm walking through it, not around it, not running from it. I'm walking through it. That's strength. That's faith in motion. You see, most people get stuck because they think the valley means something's gone wrong, but the valley is part of the path. You can't get to the mountaintop without walking through low ground. And when you understand that, you stop seeing the valley as punishment and start seeing it as preparation. The valley teaches you who you are when everything comfortable is stripped away. It teaches you how to breathe through fear, how to move through uncertainty, and how to find your power even when everything around you says you shouldn't have any. When David said, I will fear no evil, he wasn't saying there wasn't evil around him. He was saying that fear no longer had authority over him. That's the shift we all need. Because fear will always whisper. It'll tell you you're not enough, that you won't make it, that you should give up. But faith answers back louder, I am guided. I am protected. I am not alone. When you start your day with that belief, fear becomes fuel. Every challenge that once drained you starts building you instead. I want you to imagine the valley not as a dead end, but as divine training ground. That's where your strength is forged. When you go through loss, when the door closes, when your plans fall apart, that's where you're being refined. The shepherd doesn't abandon you in that valley. He's closer there than anywhere else. It says, you are with me. That's the promise. You're never walking that dark path alone. The same power that parted seas and raised mountains is walking beside you, step by step, whispering, keep going. Fear feeds on imagination. It paints worst case scenarios in your mind. But faith redirects your focus. It says, even though I can't see the end of this valley, I know the one leading me knows the way out. When you hold on to that, you start moving differently. You don't crumble under pressure. You grow through it. You don't let circumstances define your mood. You let your faith define your movement. That's the shift from victim to victor, from overwhelmed to overcomer. And maybe right now you're in your own valley. Maybe it's financial stress. Maybe it's loneliness. Maybe it's health battles. Maybe it's just that quiet feeling of being stuck. Let me tell you something. This valley isn't your destination. It's a passage. You're walking through it. Keep walking. Keep praying. Keep believing. Because the shadow can't exist without light, and that light, that divine presence, is still guiding you forward. Every shadow you see is just proof that light is still shining somewhere near you. The enemy of growth isn't pain, it's paralysis. It's the moment you let fear stop you from taking that next step. But when you realize that God is with you, you stop freezing and start flowing. You stop saying, why me? And start saying, try me. Because you know there's purpose in your pressure. There's strength being built in your struggle. You begin to understand that every valley shapes you into someone who can handle the mountaintop when you finally reach it. Think about every great person who's ever walked this earth. They didn't grow through comfort. They grew through challenge. The valley gave them vision. The pain gave them perspective. The darkness revealed the strength of their own inner light. And it's the same for you. When you're in that low place, don't let fear make you stop. Take one more step. Whisper one more prayer. Trust that your shepherd hasn't led you here to leave you here. You see, when David said, your rod and your staff, they comfort me, he was talking about divine discipline and direction. The rod corrects your course. The staff pulls you back when you drift too far. Sometimes what feels like struggle is really just redirection. Sometimes what feels like delay is actually protection. God doesn't let you walk through valleys to break you. He lets you walk through them to build you. Because when you come out of it, you don't just walk differently. You lead differently. You become a source of strength for others still in their valleys. When fear knocks on your door in the morning, don't answer it with worry. Answer it with worship. Remind yourself, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. That's not weakness. That's warrior talk. That's the voice of someone who's been through storms and still stands. You become unstoppable when you realize the valley doesn't define you. Your faith does. So when the sun rises tomorrow and life tries to pull you down with its noise and negativity, remember this, you are not walking alone. The shepherd is guiding your every step, even through the shadows. Every valley you face is just another setup for victory. Keep moving, keep trusting, keep speaking faith out loud. Because every step you take through the valley makes you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the blessings that wait beyond the hill. You don't have to fear what's ahead, because the one who walks beside you has already gone before you. Every single morning, you have the chance to rise into abundance, not the kind measured by money or possessions, but by gratitude, peace, and spiritual power. Psalm 23 ends with, "My cup overflows." That one line is more than poetry. It's a revelation of mindset, an attitude of overflow. It means you're not living from a place of lack, fear, or scarcity. You're living from a place of fullness. You're not waking up saying, "I need more." You're waking up saying, "I already have more than enough." That one shift changes your entire reality. When David said, "My cup overflows," he wasn't talking about luxury. He was talking about alignment. He understood that when God is your shepherd, your soul is constantly supplied. You're not chasing peace, you're carrying it. You're not begging for blessings, you're walking in them. And when you live that way, when you start your day from gratitude instead of frustration, you activate a power that transforms how you see everything. You see, gratitude isn't passive. It's not just saying thank you. It's a state of energy. It's the force that breaks the walls of limitation and invites growth. When you wake up and focus on what's missing, your spirit shrinks. But when you wake up and focus on what's overflowing, your spirit expands. Gratitude unlocks clarity. It unlocks joy. It unlocks creativity. It's the gateway to abundance. That's why the most powerful mornings begin not with worry, but with worship, not with complaint, but with celebration. Here's the truth. The reason many people feel drained is because they've been pouring from an empty cup. They've been giving, running, chasing, but not refilling. But when you stay close to your shepherd, your cup doesn't just stay full. It overflows. That overflow is what allows you to love when others can't, to stay calm when others panic, and to give when others only take. You become a vessel of peace and purpose. You stop trying to survive the day. You start shaping the day. And you know what's powerful? Overflow doesn't mean everything is perfect. It means that even in imperfection, your heart is full. It means you've decided to look at your life not through the lens of what's lacking, but through the lens of what's present. And maybe the job isn't perfect, but you're working. Maybe the house isn't huge, but you have shelter. Maybe life feels heavy, but you still have breath in your lungs and strength in your spirit. That's your overflow. Gratitude multiplies what you honor. When you bless what you have, it grows. When you live in overflow, people can feel it. Your energy changes rooms. You start to radiate calm confidence, not because life is easy, but because your heart is anchored. You begin to carry a quiet authority, a sense that you're being guided, provided for, and empowered. That's what it means to walk in divine abundance. The shepherd doesn't fill your cup halfway. He fills it till it runs over, not just to bless you, but so you can bless others. Overflow isn't just for you, it's meant to spill into the world around you. Think about that. When your cup overflows, your family feels it, your coworkers feel it, your friends feel it. You start lifting others without even trying. Your joy becomes contagious. Your peace becomes magnetic. You turn ordinary moments into opportunities for inspiration. That's what God's abundance looks like. Not material excess, but spiritual excellence. It's a spirit that says, no matter what comes my way, I'm already full. The beautiful part about Psalm 23 is that it doesn't promise a life without struggle. It promises a life filled with provision, even in struggle. It says, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. That means your blessings don't wait for the battle to end. They show up right in the middle of it. Your overflow can exist even while problems surround you. That's real faith. That's real strength. That's what makes your morning powerful, knowing that God's goodness is not dependent on your circumstances. When you choose gratitude every morning, you're declaring war on negativity. You're telling your mind, I will not start this day in scarcity, because scarcity thinking kills potential. But abundance thinking, gratitude thinking, awakens it. It says, I'm ready. I'm supplied. I'm grateful. You start attracting opportunities that match that vibration. People want to be around someone who's thankful, hopeful, alive. Gratitude is the frequency of favor. It aligns you with everything God has for you. So tomorrow when you wake up, don't rush into the noise. Don't start your day reacting. Start by receiving. Sit in stillness for just a moment and say, my cup overflows. Feel that truth sink in. Let it remind you that your life right now is filled with more blessings than burdens. Let it stir up a sense of joy and thankfulness that no stress can steal. Because when you start from overflow, nothing can drain you. Not people, not problems, not pressure. You are overflowing with peace, overflowing with strength, overflowing with divine guidance. Every breath you take is proof that you're being sustained by something greater. When you carry that awareness, you stop chasing fulfillment and start living fulfilled. That's what it means to have a strong morning. Not just waking your body, but awakening your soul. And if you want to keep that power flowing, remember this gratitude grows when it's expressed. Speak it, write it, live it. Tell God thank you, not just for what you have, but for who he is. Because when your gratitude rises, your energy rises. When your energy rises, your faith rises. And when your faith rises, your whole life starts to overflow. So go into your day with that bold, powerful declaration in your heart, my cup overflows. Let it echo through your actions, your mindset, and your words. Let it remind you that no matter what today brings, you are already full of faith, full of love, full of light. That's not wishful thinking. That's divine truth. You are walking in abundance. You are living in overflow. You are blessed beyond measure. And when you start your mornings like that, the world can't help but notice the glow that surrounds you.